Good afternoon. I am A. Allen, and this is Suzanne Haney, and we are with Streetwise, live for the next 25 minutes on CAN TV. We are also streaming live on cantv.org/hotline. You can also join the conversation by calling 312-738-1600. This is our last show for the quarter. Thank you, CAN TV and viewers. March is Women's History Month. In this episode, we will talk about women's history and the cover story of Streetwise magazine, Women in STEM. Our chief editor, Suzanne Haney, will interview Connie, who wrote a piece about Amelia Earhart in this week's issue. In the second half of our show, we will introduce Director of Programs, Amanda Jones, who will make some announcements and speak with our social work intern, Emma and Tyrone. But first, a little bit about Streetwise. For 25 years, Streetwise has been a resource for people who need to earn immediate income with a hand up to change their lives. Streetwise is published a weekly magazine focused on social issues, solutions, culture, and the course of ensuring vendors' voice in each issue. In addition to selling the magazines, vendors are eligible for daily meals, clothing, toiletry, computer, phone access, as well as participating in the general Streetwise community. We also have a job program that offers job readiness and placement service for individuals who are looking to return to the more traditional labor market. For more information about any of our programs, please check our website, www.streetwise.org. This is the site that you look for. Now I would like to introduce Suzanne, who will do our cover story. Women in STEM. Suzanne Haney. Welcome, Suzanne Haney, to
Nice to be here.
CAN TV.
Nice to be here.
Thank you, Suzanne.
So this story we were approached to do this story by a group called Expand Your Horizons, which provides a Saturday program. It happened this past weekend at the University of Chicago for middle school girls to teach them fun experiences in STEM. The idea is if they have a good experience in STEM, they may find it less frightening, they won't fit the stereotypes that women can't do this, and they might take jobs in science, technology, engineering, and math. And these are, of course, the jobs that pay well. They're the jobs that are going to allow you to afford to live in Chicago of the future, which is why it turned out to be a great story for us. But the story grew and grew and grew, and it turned out to be really about everything we cover in Streetwise. We got to interview two fabulous women. I'm going to put the first one here is Enid Montague. Can you put the overhead on here quickly?
Yes.
Okay, this is Enid Montague. She is a PhD. She's in something called Human Factors Engineering. Basically, she does things about how humans can deal better with technology. One of the things she does is the appropriate amount of eye contact between doctor and patient so that everybody feels good about things. She made an excellent point. We tend to think that engineering is big theoretical problems, but she said engineering is really about life and how to make things work better for people. She also talked about she grew up in a neighborhood that people had prejudices about, and her parents didn't have a lot of money. They both worked, so it was hard for them to help her do after-school programs that maybe would make it easier for her to get experience. She talked about her college, she worked with the University of Wisconsin program, which gave advice on how to help kids get into college, especially if they were first-generation kids. So it was a tremendously interesting story. Then the second person we got to interview was Corliss Murray. So that's another overhead here. Now, Corliss Murray is the top engineer at Abbott, which is a $20 billion global healthcare company. She is Senior Vice President of Quality Assurance, Regulatory, and Engineering Services, and she's responsible for those functions in more than 150 countries. She also was a product of Dallas Inner City Schools, and she went on to earn a bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. So both of these women had family members who inspired them, and they spoke to the parents. What was interesting about her is she started the STEM program at Abbott, which got high school kids into internships, because an internship is what started her on her career when she was in high school, and then more internships, and now she's one of the top engineering women in the country. Not only women, but black women engineers. She said she's more rare than a black woman in Congress. So anyway, she made the point that we need to bring diversity to engineering, or to like Abbott, because if you are a minority person and you, for example, have a friend or a family member who has kidney disease or diabetes, which maybe affects minorities more, you're going to come up with ideas for products that will help them. And she talked about all kinds of products that Abbott does. For example, people with diabetes don't have to prick their fingers anymore with dozens of times with a needle, because scientists and engineers figured out how to calibrate blood sugar. People with chronic pain don't have to take addiction-prone drugs. People are alive today because scientists and engineers figured out how to build cutting-edge stents that keep arteries clear. So this is technology. It keeps it real. It keeps it personal. So that's why this story grew and grew and grew, and it became so good for us.
Yeah, I'd like to know, did these women have a program such as Expand Your Horizon?
Enid had, I believe, a program to help her in college. And she also went to all kinds of programs, like she went to marine biology camp, she went to after-school programs, but again, it was hard for her parents to do it because there wasn't public transportation where she lived and both parents worked. And then the other thing that she said was interesting is, a lot of people think that a kid should have a job freshman year. Well, that's not a good idea for engineers because it's such a hard curriculum, you might drop out. So it's better to take a loan because you'll make that money as an engineer later. So she said people who've never been to college don't know this, and they need someone to coach them through and coach their parents through and say, it's okay, chill on the loan, it's all right. And that's one of the things she learned. So that kind of thing. And that's what people expect people to be heroes, to make it up with their bootstraps. These women were actually talking about what goes into being a hero.
Can you explain what the Expand Your Horizon program is? A little bit.
Now, Maddie, our intern, wrote about that, did an excellent job. They did all kinds of things like, read some of the stuff they did. They had women who were, say, graduate students or young engineers talk to the young women at the U of C. So one of the things they did, let me see.
The reason why I ask is I think it's such a wonderful program for the young ladies to learn and to be equipped to identify with what they might encounter as far as going into these programs.
They did things like do the DNA in a banana.
Yeah,
and
that's an article.
Let me see what else they did. They did some things where they were measuring using dance to do different things. Okay, measuring the speed of light using a bar of chocolate, dancing as a means to understand math, and coding a robot to complete a maze. They also did some other things that had to do with food. So it wasn't like it was this mysterious tech thing. It was beyond, it was kind of in the realm of the day-to-day. They brought it back down for the girls and made it real as a job that they might be able to do in the future. Kind of started getting them focused on it.
And I think Expand Your Horizons was put out there for the middle-aged...
It was middle school girls. It was middle school girls.
Yeah.
No, it was middle school girls.
Middle school, okay.
Right.
So that was an excellent way for them to be introduced to technology, science, math.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's a great program. Thank you for sharing.
You bet.
And also, Suzanne will be talking to one of our vendors, which is
Okay, move now.
Connie.
Okay.
Connie.
Yes.
Connie wrote an article and had a full page. And Connie, you're here to talk about your article.
Yes, I'm glad to do this.
Thank you so much for coming. Can't do.
You're welcome.
So let's get our little sheet here. Connie and I worked all this
right.
out together. So Connie, let's talk about why you chose Amelia Earhart. Tell me about Once Upon a Time.
Well, because she was a very unusual woman in her time. And the Once Upon a Time has to do with, like, something that never happens, and little girls, you know, dream about what they want to do when they grow up. And she dreamed of flying, and it came true.
Okay, so she was born in 1897. She actually graduated from Hyde Park High School. So let me see. She was, 1932, she was the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. And tell me about these things too, the other things that she did.
Oh yeah, she broke her own record of continental speed.
I guess that would be across the U.S.
Well, this one here was when she flew solo from California to Hawaii.
Right, okay. And so then she was also, okay, the fastest east-west crossing from Oakland to Hawaii. Okay, then, so the crux of Anita Earhart, people know about her is that in July 1937, she'd gone 22 days, it was 22 days before her 40th birthday, and she had flown 22,000 miles, almost all the way around the world, when her plane disappeared in the South Pacific. And Connie, tell me about this.
Okay, in 2012, a U.S. treasurer unearthed an image that from a national archive that he believes clearly indicates that Amelia was captured by the Japanese.
Okay, so there was this island called, let me see, it's called Nikumaru, and it's just south of Howland Island. It's actually near New Guinea. It's in the Solomon Islands again, South Pacific. There were things of hers found on this island, but later on there was this picture taken of Amelia and the plane and her navigator sitting on a dock. And there's been facial recognition technology which says it was clearly them. Now, the theory is the Japanese, we didn't get into World War II till Pearl Harbor in 1941, but the Japanese were consolidating their power in Asia from 1931. So she crashed this plane, or she had to land the plane. We think maybe she ran out of fuel. 1937, she walked into an area where she shouldn't have been. And the theory is, it's this agent who says this, it's an FBI agent who says Amelia was actually the first casualty of World War II. Do you believe that?
Well, with the proof and the non-proof, the only thing that yes, I do believe it.
Because this is an FBI agent who said this.
Absolutely. Because I can't imagine an FBI agent saying anything that's not true. And this was his interest. And so he wanted to prove some facts because everybody that cared about her, for one, were worried about her.
And there was just
They had
no way
to find out something.
There was just no way to get her out.
No.
Okay. So that sounds logical. Okay. So there we go.
All right.
Okay? Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Okay, I'm Alan, and we back, Streetwise, Channel 21, CAN TV. Thank you, viewers, for sticking in there and continuing to watch. We have some exciting news. We have some really exciting news. We're going to bring on our program director, Amanda Jones. Amanda Jones, who will talk to us about Venmo. This is an exciting thing for us vendors because most people don't carry cash, and she came up with this idea we could use Venmo because a lot of people don't want to give you their credit cards, right? And so therefore we have Amanda can explain a little bit more about Venmo, and you could buy your paper by way of Venmo. Okay? It's an app that you can download on your telephone, and you do it with your phone. The vendor don't have to do it with their phone, and so therefore we trying to encourage more people to buy Streetwise with the Venmo. And here's Amanda to explain more about Venmo. Thank you, Amanda, for being here.
Thanks, Alan. Hi everyone, my name is Amanda Jones. I'm the Director of Programs at Streetwise. So I'm in charge of the vendor program and I supervise our social work interns who are going to meet a couple of them shortly. So Alan explained a little bit about this new collaboration between Streetwise and Venmo. So I want to give a shout out to the Seattle paper who started this a year or two ago and helped us implement our Venmo system. But here's how it works. If you don't have cash, can you show us?
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Oh, back
Try
to
again.
Back to the Venmo. Okay.
Okay. If you don't have cash,
You can use it.
you can download the Venmo app. You may use it already and for things like paying your friends, paying bills, or things like that. All you have to do is look up Streetwise in the app. We're at Streetwise. You can also, starting next week, we'll have the QR code at the bottom of the magazine. I'm going to give you a little preview of next week's issue right here too. But you'll see the QR code at the bottom of the magazine. You could scan that or search Streetwise in the app. And once Streetwise comes up, it's going to look like this. You can press pay, press the amount you're going to pay your vendor, and then where it says what is this for, enter the vendor's name and badge number. Show the vendor that you've paid for the magazine via Venmo, and then take your magazine and read it.
Oh,
Enjoy your Streetwise.
Thank you so
Do you
much.
have any? Have you tried Venmo yet, Alan?
No, I haven't tried it yet, but we're looking forward to trying it because, you know, a lot of people, it's mobile pay. It's a lot of people have been trying to use the credit card swipe, and
Right.
I guess it's been working okay, but from my experience, people do not like to hand over their credit card or use their credit card
Sure.
on someone else's telephone.
And fewer people are carrying cash around, so
Yeah,
it's a
fewer
great
people,
option.
yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
But I really appreciate you coming, Amanda. And I wrote an article in the Streetwise magazine, and I'm gonna read a little bit, the first paragraph at least, about the
For Women's History Month.
Women History Month. There are a lot of women whom I can write about during Women History Month, but there are few who've had the privilege of working with Streetwise. And one of the amazing women of Streetwise is our very own chief editor, Suzanne Haney. Okay, she's been with Streetwise for a long time. She's had her bout with health challenges, and I remember when she didn't look nor act herself because of the trials and tribulations. I also remember her coming back with a vengeance, working 2 jobs and smiling most of the way. She's a hard-working, beautiful, smart lady, and she edits our magazine and give us a quality product to sell for our readers' entertainment. And I just want her to know she deserves to be recognized for Women's History Month. And another lady I truly appreciate is Amanda Jones, which yours truly, right? Amanda Jones.
Thanks, Alan.
She has shown kindness and resilience. She's also shown resilience through her hip surgery. She has also been active in guiding the vendors and sticking with them through the hard times. What I really admire about her is her patience, love, and tolerance for vendors who may be rude, inappropriate, or even immature. She has really demonstrated exceptional patience and kindness. Thank you so much. And I really mean that. I wrote that about you in the paper because, oh yeah, and Judy is not here today, but Judy is still participating because she helped us to create the dialogue and she helped put this thing together. And that's one of the reasons why in my article I did mention her as being my mentor. You know, Judy have done a lot for me as far as showing me the direction and helping me to better myself. You know, so I really appreciate Judy. Even though she may not be here in person, she's here in spirit. You know, so this is a real good magazine for the Women History Month. Please go out and find your vendor and buy your Streetwise and maybe even try to Venmo.
Thanks, Alan. I really appreciate that.
No problem. Yes, I really mean that too. I really do mean that. Okay, now we will.
Yeah, now we're going to talk about the other program I run, which is the Streetwise internship program.
Oh, yeah, the Streetwise intern. Yeah,
Yeah.
Streetwise interns, yeah.
We're going to rearrange a few things and interview
Okay.
a couple of our interns.
Okay.
As they come up, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about the social work profession in general. The primary mission of the social work profession is to enhance human well-being and help meet the basic human needs of all people, with particular attention to the needs of and empowerment of people who are vulnerable, oppressed, and living in poverty. And that's also what Streetwise does, which is a good fit for social work in general and for our social work internship program. And so here are a couple of our interns, Emma and Tyrone. They both hail from Loyola University. Go Ramblers.
Yeah.
I guess I just want to explain how critical our social work program is to Streetwise. And I think if you guys want to tell a little bit of what you do at Streetwise, it might help to just explain how much we rely on you and how much it means to our vendors to have you there. So can you tell me a little bit about what you do at Streetwise?
Yeah. So I guess we help out in the vendor program. So that involves helping new vendors get through their orientation and giving them badges, and also finding a new location for them to start selling, and working with them about what location might be best with them, and then also connecting to certain social services. Anything else you want to add?
I think a lot of it too is just once people are a part of the program, they can kind of come in for help with pretty much whatever. Like it varies a lot day to day. I've helped people with resumes and and then people sometimes need help getting IDs or so there's a variety of things that we help with.
Definitely.
That's awesome. What brought you to social work as a career choice?
Well, I realized I liked working with people and I liked helping people, and this kind of seemed like an organized way to do that.
Really?
Yeah, and I think for me, I've always wanted to work directly with people, and I think social workers are so involved in so many areas of social justice, and so I wanted to be a part of that and find the area that I want to work in.
Yeah, that's great. I also found that I did my undergrad in sociology, and I really liked studying that, but I needed to find a way that I can apply that a little more in real life, and I thought social work was a good outlet for me to do that as well.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
What have you learned about yourself as a social worker through your experiences at Streetwise?
Oh, wow. Definitely a lot. I think being really flexible, just because every day you don't know what to expect. So there's always something different for me to learn how to do, or just having to work with so many different kinds of people. I've definitely learned to be flexible and patient, and just knowing that everyone has something to give, and looking on the positive side of everything.
Yeah, and I know for me, I've learned to be comfortable not knowing things. Because I remember when I started, I was nervous. I was almost afraid to help people. I'm I won't know what to do. And then I've kind of realized that's okay. I've tried. I've figured it out. And I think,
Yeah.
So in social work, you work with people and alongside
Yeah.
people, and that's sort of
Yeah.
part of the social work core values, meeting people where they're at, right?
Yeah,
And working with
definitely.
each other. That's great. Thank you so much for coming on the show and for being with us all year.
Yeah.
We do have about a month left, and we're going to be so sad to see them go. So thank you both.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. We're going to turn it back over to Alan for a little send-off. I'll sit. All right.
Okay, here we are. Where you at? Here we are. Okay, here we are. Here we are. Welcome back. Okay,
Alan, is there anything that the interns helped you with this year that you want to thank them for?
oh yeah, the interns have really been a lot of help. We're gonna really miss them because, they really, they come in, they learn, and then they put their own experience or their own twist to what they're doing, and it really helps out a lot because the interns that we have this time are very creative, so they added a lot to the table. They brought a lot to the table that could help the vendors, Emma, she put together some things, and Tyrone put together some things, that they can leave behind that we can work with in Streetwise that'll help us in the long run, not just a short distance run, but in the long run. And as far as making the IDs and getting vendors location, that's really a big help for us, As far as the field supervisors, because we have a lot on us and we have a short period of time to do it. But by you all helping us, so it made it much easier for us to get the new vendors in and out on their location. you know, as soon as possible, because it's all about making money, and they want to start making their money as soon as possible. As soon as they get their first 15 free papers,
So reminder that orientation is every Tuesday and Thursday at 10 a.m. So come to our office and say hi to us. If you see someone who might need help, who could use Streetwise, send them to us every Tuesday or Thursday at 10 a.m.
yes.
Thank you all.
Thank you all for coming.